a great example is like what was going on with the virus and the whole world there. And people were going, well, you're not a doctor, so you shouldn't say anything. So there's two different sides to that, because it is true. If someone just starts throwing some ideas out there, like, well, I heard whatever. But when someone starts stating, data and being like, well, the doctors are saying this over here, these doctors, then it's like there's some backing there, right? And there's a difference between like just stating something and just theorizing. But it got so insane because it started off dangerous. From a solid point, which is like, people who don't know about things shouldn't be just like jumping in and give. But it got so insane where people who, right now there are doctors, they're experts. I think on Joe Rogan had the guy who patented the vaccine, the way they do the vaccines. I'm trying to remember. It's like I can't remember the word for it. There's something vaccine, whatever. The way they do the vaccines. And he was questioning the efficacy of them.
Joe Rogan was, or the guy?
No, the doctor was.
Okay.
The guy who, and they're like shutting him down, canceling him.
And he created the patent.
Yeah. He had the patent for it. So like he had people. There was people who were legitimate experts, but because they were bucking what other people are saying, they were being shut down, and it got so insane. And then now there's a lot of backtracking coming back. Yeah, I watched this hilarious compilation just today, where they were like had like certain world leaders and people who were like, they had a cut back and forth where like, if you get the vaccine, you're not going to get COVID. And it showed them getting the vaccine. And then it would cut to going, I have COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a lot of things that now, as things have kind of ironed themselves out and played out, you see that they were wrong and the people who were questioning them were right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it can go too far.
I don't mean to go backwards in the conversation, but we already talked about those who are, designated as unqualified to give advice, which it's crazy because prior to that interview that the doctor did with Joe Rogan, if you in the medical community, if you were to question what that guy had to say, you'd be like, do you know who you're talking about? Right. But after that interview, everybody's like, all right, just because he said that, totally disqualified. So it seems like whether a person is qualified to give advice or unqualified, it's seems like it's more of a personal. There's more of a personal rubric to that.
Yeah. Because that doesn't change the facts of the matter, but people's personal values and views are going to get spewed all over the internet and everything else, and it's going to make a stir.
Which comes down to the whole thing where they say, because there's a point where so much information can become a problem in a sense. If that it's great to have information, but for example, I can search up, like I've heard this also on a podcast before. There's like, I can search up, is coffee bad for you? You can find stuff that says coffee's bad for you. Search if is coffee great for you? I can find stuff that says coffee is great for you.
Right.
And they'll both say coffee is bad for more bad things about coffee.
Yeah.
And then the other one's like, no, coffee is greater for you than it is bad.
But at the end of the day, what you think is going to be fact is what you really want to be the truth.
And a lot of time, like with health specifically, different things work for different people depending on the results that they're looking for. Right. If you're looking to be a bodybuilder, well, certain things just aren't going to work for you, and you got to do other things. If you're looking to, lose weight, totally different things are going to work for you. And also everything in moderation. Sure.
Yeah.
Some people are going to say salt is healthy for you. Some people are going to say salt is horrible for you.
At the end of the day, it's too much of it. It's bad.
If you eat too much salt, it's bad for you. If you eat too little salt, it's also bad for you because your body needs it. So it's moderation, and you got to,
and know your body.
Research and know your body.
And I think that also takes us back to the herd immunity aspect we were talking about it, because many times you'll find people like, okay, well, so-and-so did this and it worked perfectly great for him. But I've been doing this for the past, couple months and it hasn't done anything for me. It seems like because humans are herd animals, or because we, everybody runs in this direction, we're going to run in that direction. We think that we should have the same results, but it's just not the case. Somebody could put in half the work and get, the complete result, and you put in half the work and you're just like not even,
different people are genetically predisposed to certain things, and some people aren't.
Because I mean, like for example, even when it comes to like pregnancy and stuff, they'll ask, hey, is your family have more of this type of disease or something? So you have to know, doctors have to know it in order how to process and go through.
Listen, guys, We are doing great things here at the Lamplight Productions. And you can be a part of it for the low price of $0 and 0 cents. Because all you got to do is subscribe. Ring the bell. Ding dong. You can't go wrong. Or don't. It's a free country. Do whatever you want. Though I don't know how you can live with yourself.